All right. So we have
Ooh.
we have fucking nothing else to do, so I guess we're doing a what we call a podcast. I don't know what is the channel? What is this called?
It would be a podcast, wouldn't it? If we're
Well,
just talking over.
well, what would you call this podcast? Like, what is the name? What is the title of it?
Hmm. I don't know. I think
Pod,
that's something that we'll have to figure out.
podcast.mp4. Okay, so
That's great. That sounds
this is
beautiful.
episode one of maybe this is only one. Who knows? But yeah. So what has been happening
Hmm.
recently? I was trying to think of topics and mm,
Um. I don't know.
yeah, like yesterday
What
was
happened?
fucking weird.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about that, or do we want to talk about
I
something
feel like
else?
it's not crazy enough, but if you just want to, I guess too long didn't read sort of thing. Um, Dakota told me to send furry porn on a server with all our friends on it.
Oh. Oh, we're skipping straight to that. I thought we
Yeah,
were starting farther back.
I don't know. Well, okay, you want to say the whole thing?
Well, no. I mean, I thought we were just going to talk about maybe the topics that we were talking about yesterday.
Oh yeah, true, true.
So yesterday, me and Christian, we went and did some stuff. So we were talking. We were just talking in the car. So do you want to go over that, or do you
Oh,
want to do something?
I don't know if that's like okay to talk about.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. I guess you're right. Probably not the smartest thing we could talk
Well,
about.
magic is a thing.
It is.
The new game came out and it's just basically the same exact thing as the way it was in the beginning, but it got cycled. So rip Kaladesh.
MTG Arena.
Yeah.
Me and Christian have been fans of MTG for
Even
a couple
though we're
years now.
not great at the game, it
It's
feels like
just, I mean, there's always going to be those games where you're not like amazing at them, but you still feel like playing them.
yeah, yeah,
You know, that's I am in such like that is literally the definition of me playing Overwatch at this point.
yeah. Um, it's yeah.
It's yeah, really.
I don't know. Well, it's just that we've been playing this like for a very, very long time, and it feels like we've never really gotten anywhere.
I get yeah. I can see where you're coming from.
I think it's just because we live so fucking far away from like any shop where they just sell them, and just I feel like I've never really gotten lucky opening boosters.
Boosters are cancer. Boosters are probably the worst part of.
Yeah, well, that's like the same with almost every sort of game, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
With like every like Hearthstone and well, Hearthstone is like at least
Uh,
you can get them pretty
I
fast.
like Hearthstone just because you can you get packs pretty easily, pretty free, and then you kind of just you can sack off the stuff
Mhm.
that you don't want. So, I mean, you can't really sack off cards
Yeah.
for other cards. And it was, I mean, neither of us were really like in the position where we had decent decks to
No, we
like
didn't.
now.
Mhm.
I mean, I would say we still don't have amazing decks. Like we're never gonna be able to like win a tournament or
Yeah, I'm
anything.
running
But like,
sap rollings. I don't know if that was really ever. That's one problem is that like every single game is like we're gonna make an entire meta on our own, and then no one ever uses it.
yeah, I can see that.
It's just
I feel like developers they or like game creators they have intentions to shape the game to the way they see fit. But the thing is, they create things that just have so many loopholes
Mhm.
that people just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like there is no way that you can limit people.
Yeah. Um, has there really been anything going on in the media right now, or
In the media. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about the media, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
It's all a bunch of bull crap, and I don't really have a taste for listening to it. I'm a very, I mean, mm, everything's so political, and I wish people would just stop. Sometimes it's not worth it.
Yeah, we did talk about most of this stuff in the car.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
I feel like we kind of wasted our potential to do a podcast. I thought up of an idea, but I guess I forgot about it or something.
What was it?
I don't remember. That's the thing. I just don't remember what it was.
Mm.
There's. I can't think of shit right now.
No, good. You're good.
The whole furry porn thing.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
that's.
Why are we?
It's a fascinating subject. I'm just saying.
To you, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But like, there's so much more than you think there would be in such a topic as that. Like, just what the media finds enjoyable, I guess.
Oh, okay, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's super like specific, and it's like, but at the same time, it's like people think that they're onto something more, but it really isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think the person who's spending hours upon hours to draw something that looks like that is still enjoying it? There's no way.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, if someone is spending like several hours on a drawing like of YIF, do you think that they're still enjoying the drawing, or like I just want to get this shit done?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's like I just want to get this shit done. I want to like stop doing this. I don't think it's really like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you.
Yeah. And also like, I'm not sure if I've ever heard anything about the whole like having sex in suits thing really much at all, to be honest.
Whew, well,
It's like, I feel like that's a very, very rare occurrence. I never really seen that happen ever. Well, not seen that happen, but like heard much
I
about
would
it
hope
at
you
all.
haven't seen it.
Oh fuck no, that stuff is the worst.
That would
It's like, it's not as, no, it's
I would
worse
not
than
be
roleplay, I guess.
fond of it. Is it worse than roleplay?
I'd
Do you
say
think it's worse
so,
than
because it's
roleplay?
like it's much more physical, don't you think?
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, I agree with you there.
It's another thing that's
definitely worse than
really
roleplay.
it's really bizarre. It's like people think this is okay to send someone.
And then people think it's normal. People think it's normal. How could that be normal to you? Dude, I just could not.
Yeah, a lot of people
Could not be me.
I feel like to enjoy roleplay, you have to be very, very like bored. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
You have like nothing to do, so that's what you decide to do.
I feel like people these days just have too much time on their hands. I feel like that's the reason why things are changing so much.
Yeah, and I feel like
People
after that
are
happens,
so lazy.
I feel like after that happens, it's like they're gonna think back and be like, "Why the fuck did I do that?"
Oh yeah.
I was into this.
Oh wait, are you talking about like you personally, or are you just saying?
No, not just me.
Like,
no.
oh, okay.
Whatever. Like, yeah, there's a lot of like fandoms out there that people consider the worst, but I feel like it's not just like a bunch of idiots. I feel like there's also a small amount of like smart people to be involved.
Smart. That doesn't go very far these days.
Yeah, but yeah. Accurate. Well, I guess H3H3 has returned to YouTube. I don't really understand why people are making such a huge fuss out of just him returning.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I was never one to really watch H3H3. I kind of just like heard stuff about him, and then I finally like a couple of days ago just like sat down and started watching some stuff, and he's pretty decent. The podcasts are pretty good, and yeah.
Yeah.
Just overall, I think his podcast. No, It's not his podcast. It was True Jordy. His podcast led me to start watching some other podcasts.
Yeah.
Just because I liked the relaxed nature of it all. It just seems so like take a load off and just enjoy it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that aspect.
Yeah.
Of podcasts where you don't have to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna say you don't have to put an effort. It's just the fact that you don't have to
think all that much. It's just like it's kind of like
It's
background noise almost, but it's good background noise.
Because like to be honest, like how many people, like, you know, let's say you listen to your music maybe 8 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you listen to music 8 hours a day. You have your headphones in. How long are you actually listening to it? Like, not just playing it in the background,
Mm-hmm.
but actually sitting there and listening to what's playing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really.
No, you're not.
So I feel like, how would you say this? Podcasts are just, I mean, simplistic.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't have to be over the top about it. And to be honest, I feel like you do have to be somewhat creative and you have to improvise and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But like, I don't feel like you can just, I don't know. What's a good way to put that? I'm trying to think of a good way to put it.
I don't know. Take your time. Yeah, this is much harder than I would have.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Kind of looping back to what I was
Yeah.
going to say. I definitely think that we have too much time on our hands these days.
Yeah.
Like,
The whole role
how
play
how much time do you actually spend doing something?
Yeah.
Like doing something, not just doing something, but doing something productive.
Yeah. Like, and we like sleep like most of our life, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like half of our life is just sleeping, unless you don't sleep, which I highly doubt. But
If you don't sleep, I would recommend it. I'd highly recommend it.
I guess you would die of exhaustion. That's true, but that's what I guess grinding in video games is kind of.
Yeah, like to be honest, even grinding in video games, it's not, you know, it's not a good use of your time. It isn't.
No, it isn't. I've never
It's
exactly.
something that we do.
I never really exactly loved grinding in games. Like,
for me, it all comes down to the game. Like, it depends on the game.
mm-hmm.
For me, that's always been my logic on the topic. If I don't enjoy the game enough, why would I try and grind it? There's games that I'm fine with. I guess you could say.
Spending your time on it.
Yeah, there's games that I'm okay with spending my time on, or games that I enjoy improving in.
Yeah.
Like Overwatch.
Yeah.
But then there's some games that just, it feels like I'm just wasting my time.
Yeah. Black Desert Online, I'm still not really enjoying. I can't say.
To be honest, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I don't think I put enough time into it.
Yeah, that's. It's just that like, it feels so poorly designed. I don't know if I can really love it. I think that the fact that you can
design is the word I would use for it.
like it feels like doing the main quest is the least of your worries at all, and I thought that would be the thing that you'd want to get over with as fast as possible.
Yeah, it seems like in BDO when it comes to playing the game, it's all about leveling.
And I
The
hate
sooner
that
you can
too.
level, the sooner you can just blow through the quests and then get to the better parts of the game.
Yeah, I don't like that really that much.
And I feel like the problem I have with BDO is the fact that although I never really played WoW, I enjoyed watching streams for the longest time. Like,
Mhm.
there was like a solid maybe 6 month period where I was watching WoW streams, and I kind of there's lore to the game.
Yep.
there is a stable foundation of story that the game was built upon, and that's why they release new parts to the game. That's why they sit there and they release more.
Yeah.
But BDO doesn't have that. What, they just remastered the game, but what's different? What is really different?
I never really care about the graphics of a game. Unless if it looks
I mean,
like downright amazing.
I can be pretty picky.
If it looks downright amazing, I can like it.
But I mean, one of the things originally that turned me down from playing WoW for the longest time was the graphics didn't look that good. So I was kind of like, I judged it. I judged it. I'll be honest.
I find charm in the graphics, to be honest.
And that's the case with a lot of people. A lot of people do find like a certain charm with WoW and the way that it was just designed and everything. I mean, and that's how they kept their player base.
Mm-hmm. But like a lot of people are just saying that like the game is sucking now. I can't really see much of what has changed, and it's probably just because it's been so long.
I think it's because the game hasn't changed. Possibly.
Maybe, but
maybe that's people's problem with
unless if
it.
they just don't want it to be changed. That's the thing with a lot of games. Like Mario 64 did poorly just because it was different.
At the time, it did terrible.
At the time,
it's definitely had like its resurgence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of wish people would accept like changes in something without throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can really think of very many examples. But I felt like Overwatch when it came out, it felt pretty balanced, but it's probably just because I didn't really look into it as much.
Overwatch when it first came out. Came out.
Yeah.
Came out. When it first came out, it was refreshing.
Yep.
Because at the time, we didn't have there was no games out like that, and that's what I feel like. That's what drew me towards it, and that's why I wanted to play it. I mean, I ended up playing till season 3, but even then, I still wasn't that good.
Yeah, I feel like I'm never gonna be good at the game. It's just I feel like games that have.
Games that you don't put the time into learning, you're not going to get better at.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always told you.
I feel like whenever I see something that's really complex in a game, I always think to myself, I'm never gonna learn how to use this, and I'm gonna do badly. Like, well, with Witcher, I feel like I could do it just because it's a single player game, and I feel like I can just get used to it. But maybe it's just because I don't really realize it with a lot of other games. Like, I can say I'm good at Skyrim, but I don't know if that's really saying anything, considering it's just a single player game. But the game isn't like complex either. Well, but like, yeah, I can say that. Like, all the games I can say I'm good at are like super simple. I don't know if I'm really good at any complex games.
Yeah.
Unless I just don't realize.
I would like to say that I do want to get better at some games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one that I've put off trying to get better at for the longest time was Pokemon.
Yeah.
But like, thinking back on it, I would like to get better at the game. Get better at Pokemon. Just because I feel like it has a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the card game and the actual games.
But like with card games, it's hard to.
Card games are very hard. There is a skill ceiling. There is a very wide skill gap.
Yeah, it's like you have to know how to play a deck, and you also have to have the right cards, which are hard to get. There are cards that will definitely be better than other cards, which I think is bullshit. But that's just how expansions work. Like, there's this thing that does this specific thing.
There's a constant upgrading that you have to do.
Yeah.
You just have to consistently improve.
Yeah, but it's just that it's so expensive to get the cards, but it's just because it's physical.
It's all physical. They're printing actual thing.
When it's like digital, I feel like it's much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Like MTG.
I mean, even then, like even like with Hearthstone,
yes,
you have to sit there and put in time into grinding out the in-game currency, just so you can. How should I put this? Just so that you can
Just like get better or just.
Get like the new cards. Get like the improve.
And you're like putting a
Catch up.
chance of you getting a certain card that you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's why card shops exist. So people just be like,
Yep.
I want a specific card. Boom, got it. It's because it's just bullshit. You never actually get what you need. And the fact that you could just spend $5 on a pack and get a $1 mythic rare, when a different chance you could get a $200 like mythic rare or some shit. Yeah, this makes it even worse.
Mm-hmm.
RNG is a bit of a huge thing right now, and I kind of hate it.
RNG rules the entire.
It's like it can be used as a system like in a Hearthstone, but in some other ways it can also be used to make a huge profit.
Yeah.
Like loot boxes, but like with Overwatch, it's just cosmetics. Who the fuck cares, really? But like
I care.
with things that actually affect gameplay, that's just the worst.
Oh yeah. Oh. Star Wars.
And Halo 4. Actually, no, Halo 5. But that's an
Halo
old story.
5. I haven't even heard anything about
That's
that
an
game.
old story, but yeah, with Battlefront, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty.
old story.
Like that's the thing.
That was absurd.
Like, they'll say they're gonna do something and they never do it. Like, they're slowly trying, but they just can't. They just can't do it. It's like we're gonna remove loot boxes, but they're like, but if we had loot boxes, and they still kept them in. Like, what the fuck, guys? Unless if they said it was like cosmetics only, but I feel like Halo 5 was the beginning of all that shit. Just all of the us this much money, and then you'll get good.
Yeah.
Like, I also hate that. I guess Overwatch is also kind of guilty of this when I say it, but like, I think the cosmetics.
How so?
Like, I like the idea of having your character look really cool for you trying really hard. Like, when you see someone with a legendary skin in Overwatch, all you think is, oh, you got lucky in a loot crate, cool. And not like, holy shit, they went through hell and back to get that. I guess you could kind of say that about.
You could say that about Warframe.
Yeah, Warframe, but I mean,
It's either A, you put money into the game, or B, you grinded your ass off for that.
Yeah, that's the thing with grinding. That's why I don't like it that much.
But that's what you just said.
Well, yeah. But I mean, you did like a really difficult challenge and you managed to get that in the end. Like an achievement, but that's not really a thing at all in games now. Like, I guess the cute sprays are kind of, in Overwatch are kind of like that. But who really plays the sprays, though?
Actually, a lot of people do.
That reminds me of what I think is $60 games. Like, AAA games that are $60. It feels like a lot of games shouldn't be $60 when I really think about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel like the company that is probably most guilty of it would be
Activision?
Nintendo.
Oh yeah, Nintendo and Activision, I'd say.
Yeah, I guess Activision's. I guess you could say that.
Yeah, it's just like with.
I don't know. I've never really been big on $60 games in general, and I feel like that's why I was raised in a Nintendo household, because we never paid $60 for a game.
No.
Never. I don't think until I started playing on PC, I don't think I ever played $60 for a game in my life. I still don't think I've ever paid $60 for a game until I got my Switch, actually.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
And now they did the whole like the online thing, which makes it even worse.
Oh yeah, Switch Online. That's a topic for.
But at the same time,
that's a whole discussion on itself.
Yeah, that is.
How do you feel about that?
Like, well, everything like Xbox and PlayStation, they do that. So I don't know if I can really say much about it. But PC doesn't. But like with PC, you have to have a lot of specific things for your PC to even work properly. So I guess it's kind of fair. Unless the game itself has its own system, which I feel like should never be a thing. But yeah. I like the idea of just get a game, play it, and you're good. If it sucks, okay, then throw it out. Next game. That's why That's why I think. But
Good.
yeah. With like another thing with $60 games, like I imagine it to be extremely expansive of its content, like Witcher free, and maybe even like Cyberpunk 2077. I know it hasn't come out yet, but that game, it looks like it's expansive.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah, Cyberpunk. It looks massive. Like I've never seen a game look that huge before.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know anything about the game, to be completely honest. I just saw it on the E3 trailer, and to me, from just the visuals, it reminded me of what was the game? What game was it? What game am I thinking of?
I
What
don't
game
know.
am I
I couldn't really imagine. It just kind of has
I'm thinking.
movie
Who am I
style.
thinking? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of
Crisis? I don't know. It's only like
No.
sci-fi first-person shooter game.
Cyborgs. Cyborgs.
I never heard of that.
They were there was a game. And
Oh.
there was like cyborg people.
Oh,
They were
Deus
like
Ex?
becoming. No. They were like Detroit Become Human.
Oh,
It's
Detroit
something like
Become
that.
Human.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the visuals of the game. That's what it reminded me of.
in some ways, it's like extremely obsessive with like augmentations and whatnot.
Hmm.
I don't know if they're called that in game. They're probably just called like bionic parts or something. But like it looks like there's a ton to do in it. Like Witcher feels like a $60 game. It really does. And the thing that's strange is that games I've spent, I don't know how many games I've spent $60 on, but it feels like the games I've spent that much money on were so minimal in comparison to the game Witcher. And I've only paid $20 for the game Witcher free and all of its DLC. And meanwhile, I get
Really?
Pokken Tournament that's $60, and it feels like there's like no content. There's nothing going
Yeah.
on.
Oh my goodness. The DLC for how much you have to pay for the new fighters in that game makes me
Yeah.
mad.
I fucking hate it. I think the game
Especially because the new fighters are so cool. Like you get what? It's
Blastoise,
Blastoise, the sword and the shield.
Yeah,
I
that's- I
always
don't
forget
remember
that
his
one's name.
I don't remember its name. Yeah,
Always forget its name. What is its name?
I
Shoot.
don't remember. And like even Splatoon 2, I don't think there's enough content in it.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to disagree with
I
me.
paid $40 for that game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not the maddest person when it comes to that,
Mhm.
but I can see why people would be mad
Like
about it.
Overwatch seems like it has more in it, and it was only $40.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get all the skins, it's only $40. Like, it feels like Splatoon 2 is like a $30 game. It feels like Pokken Tournament is only like $20. I'll be honest, $20 tops, or like even 25, $20 to $30, I'd say. And like Witcher feels like $60 because I can't even imagine beating it like this week. It's so long.
I feel like that's okay. The thing that drives me away from playing, I'm trying to think. The things that drive me away from playing single player games
Yeah.
is the fact that knowing in my head I'm gonna run out of content eventually.
Yep.
That is why I don't buy single player games.
Yeah. But for
I don't-
Witcher,
I
and
mean,
stuff
but
like
besides
that,
Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda is
yeah,
Breath
Breath of the Wild is
the
definitely $60.
only one. Oh yeah, that's a $60. game. I'm
100%.
not that mad about it.
It has to be $60. What else could it be? There's so much in it. I think it's-
There is a lot of content in that game.
I could say that game is like worth it as the best Switch game right now.
Really
Can
best
I-
Switch game.
Yeah, in my opinion,
think
I think
so?
it's my favorite one out of all the games I've played on my Switch. And I don't even own it, which sucks.
Yeah.
I want to beat that game. I think there's enough in it for it to be considered 60. Like even Skyrim, I could say is 60. I don't know about right now because it's pretty old, but like at the time, I could see it as 60. There's just a lot to do, and I feel like the DLC for it were, like you could play the game without the DLC and be fine. And then with the DLC, it's just like it's even better. But, like,
better.
yeah. But when it's like Pokken Tournament where you're like always showing me the fact that I don't have these characters, and you're charging me even more for a
They
game
they
that's
like
60.
they like shove it down your throat. It feels like half the time.
Oh, I know what other game is guilty of that.
The
Destiny 2.
microtransactions.
Destiny 2.
Oh yeah.
And the first Destiny 2, actually. But how much are the DLC actually? Because
I keep getting mixed numbers. I hear different numbers. I haven't personally
I'm
looked.
gonna have to look it up because I'm actually
Considering
if it's
considering
actually
getting-
if it's actually $60, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get really upset. Because the thing that upsets me about Destiny 2 and like the first one is that there's so much in it that I feel like it could be enough to be super good. Like you have enough characters, you have enough environments, you have enough like lore in the background, but you're not showing any of it.
Mhm.
This is something that could totally be Game of the Year worthy. And this is Bungie, the people who have made Halo that have like gotten so much from their games.
Yeah.
Like how could you mess this up? It's just that
Bungie. I personally thought Bungie was gonna be like. Well, like when I first saw the first trailer for Destiny, and I saw that Bungie was making it, I was like, "Yo, we finally got a good game coming."
yeah.
Because Bungie had such a good reputation. Just seeing the difference between the Bungie Halo to Halo 4, you
Mhm.
knew which studio did it better. 343 did so many things wrong.
Yep.
But I honestly thought we were going to get a good game.
Mhm.
And I'll admit, I was disappointed. I was disappointed when the third DLC came out. Because I kind of got Destiny and all the DLC for free.
Yep.
But you didn't have it, so I couldn't really do any of that with you.
No, I
So
couldn't.
I didn't really do any of it.
Yeah.
And we never got to the point where we were doing raids or anything like that. So we never really did any of that. And I feel like that was probably a large portion of why we never really stuck around to the game.
Like I can find the game
But
kinda
another
fun.
problem was,
Yeah.
at the time for us, when we started playing Destiny, was the online service.
Mhm.
We didn't have money to pay for an online service. So we couldn't sit there and pay for Xbox Live. So we couldn't play Destiny anymore.
Mhm.
And I guess that kind of takes us in a loop. Why I feel like that's why I switched to PC.
Yeah.
I didn't even consider going back to console. I don't think I've ever considered ditching PC for console. There's nothing that Microsoft can wave in my face and
Yeah.
ask me to come back. Because to be honest, I couldn't care less. I mean, sure, Spider-Man looks great. For the longest time,
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good.
I considered it only because that's where Monster Hunter World was.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World. And I cannot wait to play that game.
I feel like
it
that
is
could
already
also be
out.
worth that much too.
Oh, Monster Hunter World. I don't know. I haven't played it yet, so I don't really have a
It looks like there's a
opinion on
decent
it.
amount.
But it looks like there's enough in the game to keep me satisfied for now.
I can't find the correct price, but it's just that
Did you not just check the Battle.net launcher?
I guess I could have just done that, but yeah.
Oh, I'll look. And this is the Destiny DLC.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, I think it's dumb to charge like a lot for a game that's already 60.
Oh
But-
yeah, the fact that I think I said this yesterday. I don't like how companies care more about monetization
Yeah.
than creating a positive name for themselves. And I feel like we're getting to the point where companies don't care
Mhm.
at all. Oh, $40 for
Yeah,
Forsaken.
$40 and $20 for everything else. Still,
Jesus Christ.
$120
$40 for Forsaken.
for a game
Are
that's
you kidding
that
me?
is legit complete. It's not even even
Mhm.
with the DLC. I'm pretty sure it would still feel like it's not actually $60.
Yeah. Bungie is sitting there
outrageous.
telling you want to play this new expansion where our best character dies for $100. Yeah, Bungie, that's a smart move.
Even then, I feel like they're gonna bring Caden back to life anyway. I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe.
It's like they're gonna be like, oh, we fucked up. We don't have any way to market our game now.
Oh no, we have nothing left.
Like I wish, like all those indie games that exist, they exist because the people who made them wanted to make them, not because they wanted to make a profit.
Like Stardew.
There's Stardew Valley and like Shovel Knight, and well, Shovel Knight is starting to become corporate, so and like Rocket League, which is also starting to become corporate.
Oh,
It's like,
don't, dude. That game has.
yeah,
Gosh.
like it was $15. It is $15, and I think it's worth that much. But like now it's starting to go corporate with a season pass and keys and and all that stuff. And like,
I mean, that's.
and like Valve, they made Half-Life 1, and that was a massive success. And then like they're like they really cared about their games, and now they're like,
Yeah, whatever.
they don't make any games
It's
anymore.
whatever. Yeah, I know. When was the last time Valve made a brand new title? We're not talking that new, like, what is it, Artifact or something like that? 'Cause
Artifact,
that's like
yeah, the
that's
Dota
based
card
off
game.
of Dota.
Yep.
I'm talking a brand new title. When was the last time they did that?
It was, I think it was Dota 1, the first Dota. Or maybe just the I guess the I don't know if that counts, but like that doesn't count, the VR games. But that existed just because it was a huge promotion of introducing HTC Vive, and I just it's generic to say that, but I wish they'd make more games.
Yeah.
I feel like they have the power to do it, but I feel like it's just because of Steam and that it's not happening. And I feel it would be fine if they're not saying anything about them, but the fact of being like, no, it's coming out. No, it isn't.
a new game.
Like every
Yeah,
single
no,
time,
I-
Gabe is like, yeah, it's coming out soon. No, it isn't. It hasn't. It's been 14 years.
Give us Half-Life 3!
It's been 14 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like the first one came out like
When did Go come out?
the first one.
CSGO.
Oh, the CS:GO was like 2012, I don't know, something 2010. I don't really remember.
6 years?
Yeah, it's not that long ago, but they're just gonna keep milking for what it's worth because it was like a super popular game. It did super well, so they're just gonna milk it for everything it's worth.
Do you think CSGO is dead?
It's in some ways, yeah. 2012, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, CS:GO had a pretty decent
It was fucking
esports.
huge.
It had a pretty decent esport
Yeah, it did.
scene. Esports on the subject of esports.
Hmm.
What do you think was what do you think is the how do I say this? What company do you think has done the best with esports?
Well, I haven't really watched any of them, to be honest. I've only seen Overwatch League, and that's pretty much the only one I've ever really seen. But that one, they seem to like really be into it. I like.
It seemed very Overwatch League.
They made a lot of bad
seems
choices
very
at the same time.
professional.
Yeah, way too professional in a ways.
Yeah, in some ways, way too professional with the whole thing of XQC and all that, and like all this other bullshit. I mean, $1,000 fine for posting a meme. Like it's
anyone
long.
could do that, guys.
It's